Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will support you through January 8th, 2022. With the holidays falling on the weekends, my schedule has been off, so I do apologize for the delay in this. So I am going to put it out early and late. So I do have some announcements. If you get this or you watch this prior to January 2nd, I am going to be offering a New Year's online celebration service. It's a service that started at a spiritualist church that I used to speak at every year that has since closed. And every year I would do a New Year celebration service where I would share insights and reflect on the year we're leaving and then the current year. So I'm going to do that in a Zoom presentation. So I am going to put the link for you to log in. It is available to the first 100 people who sign on. So if you get this, and it will be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be, there'll be no video, so I don't think, if I did it correctly. So you can come as you are, I don't think I'll be able to see anybody in their video. So come as you are. It is Sunday, January 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I am going to put this video earlier than usual. And hopefully those of you that are meant to be there will be. So that is available. I also have a January special that I'm offering. It is a combination of numerology in your personal year, what your personal year you're going into, in combination with a card reading. So that is available on my online booking system if you're in the United States and interested in doing something as a 60-minute session that's recorded, or if you're local, you can come into the office and receive the experience, but that will be available through January. So anyway, those are just some shares as to what's going on with me. And getting back to the reading, so we are in the midst of Venus retrograde, and at the time of this recording, we are in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, and that will go through mid to end January. So it is a time you might feel this motivation to clean, to purge, especially with being the end of the new year, making adjustments. There is some caution, though, that's ringing through the astrology nuggets and shares, is that you may not want to do anything that is permanent right now or the next few weeks. If you want to, if you're being inspired to clear out some stuff or throw things away, maybe clean it out and maybe put it in a basement somewhere or aside until February comes around, and you can just kind of go through those things out of the backwards introspective energy that we're in. So at this time you might release things impulsively, and you just want to be mindful of the things that you can't take back or you can't that are permanent. So one of the astrologers that I heard speak said that if you're thinking of a tattoo during this time, henna would be more beneficial than a permanent tattoo. So again, it's just some insights. Remember, Venus is the planet of love, money, and beauty. So this is a really great time to start reflecting on financial fitness, the health of your body, and how you feel on the inside out. When I feel good and strong on the inside, emotionally, spiritually, mentally healthy, that energy radiates out through my physical. So this is a really great time if you're feeling sluggish or you're tired of wanting to make adjustments in a way of wanting to feel better, as opposed to going from that, there's something wrong with me or I'm not enough, right? I want to do this for myself so that I can thrive and that I can feel energetically abundant. So putting that energy out there. And then also to love, we're moving into the 6-year 6 universal year, and I don't want to talk about it too much here because I will talk about it on my New Year's online Zoom meetup. So, but this 6 is a universal year for the planet, and it is a time for us to redefine and reevaluate what the energy of family, home, love, creativity, and self-expression looks like, right? So that, depending on, in combination with what your personal year is how these energies can play out as we go into the next year. Remember, we've got a few weeks here where things are still sticky and things are still like mushy and feeling disoriented a little bit. So, usually I feel the big shifts of the energy drop in after the Chinese New Year, which is around the end of January or February usually. So know that, we're in a transitional space. So I want to share like patience and self-love and nurturing and, making sure that you're nourishing your own soul, and honoring the space you're in with any challenges or disruptions that may surface during this next few weeks time period. So the reading I'm going to do for you this week will support you in this new energy going into January 2022, through at least January 8th, 1/8. So I'm going to start with pulling an angel from the Guardian Angel reading cards. I haven't used these. Gosh, I don't think I've used these in a couple years on the channel, probably when I first started doing readings here. So I'm going to pick a guide, to carry you through, to work with you as you finish out 2021 and you move into the energy of 2022. So I'm going to pick a guide through the Guardian Angel cards. And then we'll pull a message of healing from the crystal angels, like how this energy can support your healing. Then we'll go into the power of surrender cards. This will be your action, like what focused action you can take going from 2021 to 2022 to support your spiritual journey. And then I'll be using the Oracle of the Angels for what you're being gifted with at this time. And then overall message I will pull from Angel Prayers. So I wanted to share this too. This is a beautiful card that I had received in the mail from a client. And I just want to share how special and how beautiful something like this is. So, and it's just so beautiful. I wanted to share it. So it opens up to a pop-up angel. Isn't that the most beautiful, cool thing? I just wanted to share that. It was just too beautiful to keep to myself. So, and it's interesting because the angel here has a trumpet, and I usually connect the angels with trumpets with the Archangel Gabriel. So for some of you, Gabriel may be an energy to work with next year if you've been challenged with self-expression and speaking your truth, especially going into the 6th universal year. It's how about balancing communication and how sharing, expressing this is who I am in a loving way, right? So this angel can definitely, Archangel Gabriel can definitely bless you with helping you and supporting you in speaking your truth. I mean, that's just a little tidbit. All right, so let me see here. I am going to open space, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you this week. I'm also going to connect my heart to the heart of the guardian angels that are in this deck. And I'm going to ask that any messages that come through be for your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, let's see what angel wants to come out to support the EarthAngel Collective as we finish out this 2021 and move into 2022. What angel medicine wants to come out to support us? There we go. All right, let's begin. We have the angel of communication. And if you skipped ahead, I just talked about how the trumpet on this card always reminds me of Angel Gabriel, and Gabriel helps us with communication and speaking our truth. So if you're not sure what area to work with, as we talk about the energies next year of love and home and family and connection and nurturing, self-expression, creativity, right? We have Jupiter that's moving into Pisces, and Jupiter is a really powerful energy of expansion. So anything that which you want more of in your life, you can harness that energy in the gifts of Jupiter. Again, that affirmation, more of this in my life or something even better. I'm also feeling the angel of communication here. Of course, we have 7, right? The number of 7 is the divine feminine. It's an introspective number. It's a spiritual number. And for some of you, it may be literal conversations with a partner or family member, right? So, and know that if you're having conversations or you're triggered to invoke a response to a situation, the guardian angel of communication is with you. Again, you can even identify that even more so as the Archangel Gabriel. So this could be a little conversation that needs to be had, but I also feel a come to Jesus session and a real honest raw conversation with the divine. You know, if you've got some fears or some concerns or some frustrations, it's so important to be able to share and be open and honest with that vibration. Sometimes people benefit from journaling, like Dear God or Dear Divine, Dear Holy Mother, Blessed Mother, whatever resonates with you. I feel sad, I feel confused, I feel let down, I feel betrayed. Just being able to get into your body and feel. So this can also mean it's encouraging you to have communication with yourself, right? As we go into this new year, it's a time really to be introspective and saying, what is it that I need? And then also too, what am I no longer available for, right? There's been massive change in the world in the last couple of years, and there's been a lot more clarity about what it is, especially as earth angels, that we need to support ourselves going forward, especially with financial fitness, physical fitness, mental and emotional fitness as well. So clear communication, and really for many of you, it's like, how are you feeling? I love that card came up. That was like kismet. Of course, right? That's what happens on this channel. Let me just check in with the book here, since I haven't used this deck in a really long time. And so it says you've received this card because your angel of communication wants to be of assistance to you at this current moment. It says, do you find it hard to voice your thoughts, opinions, and ideas? Are you struggling to get the message across to others? It says sometimes when we find it hard to communicate with others, it's because our throat chakra has become blocked or is in a state of disharmony. Signs of blocked throat chakra can result in a constant tickle in the throat, hoarseness, nervous cough, or lack of voice when you wish to speak. If the blockage has truly become an issue, thyroid problems can result. So it says your angel of communication is a very integral part of your life. So don't ever worry about calling him or her in when you are having communication skill issues. When you need to communicate, whatever the issue or the challenge, know in your heart that your angel of communication is standing by your side to give you the strength to express yourself. So the affirmation, the mantra here is, I have the voice I need to help me to communicate with my angels and those around me. So here is perfect affirmation. So again, if you're finding that you're learning new ways to communicate, even if it's with yourself, others, or the divine itself. Again, this affirmation, I have the voice I need to help me to communicate with my angels and those around me. Speak your truth. I love that. It's a great place to start. All right, angel of communication, Gabriel. I love that head nod up with these two energies being so similar in love, right? How can we speak from a loving place? How can we speak from the heart, right? Gabriel's name means voice of God. Gabriel helps us to speak our truth, right? Speak from the heart, and get more clarity in the heart mind. And so Gabriel's symbol or sign is also pennies. So if you start to find pennies around on a penny, it means in God we trust. So know that in those moments, if you're swallowing back or you're struggling on how to ask for what it is that you need or share, or maybe it's a presentation of something that you've poured your heart into, if it's a creative project, inviting the angel Gabriel in. If you find those pennies, know that Gabriel's giving you a head nod saying, hey, we got your back, we're with you. All right, so the message of healing. Gabriel, what message of healing do you have for the angels to support them in speaking their truth? It's like coming out into the light. I know a lot of earth angels have been recluse, just in a place of observation, doing a lot of emotional healing. I'm so proud of you. It is, it's not easy work. So, and I feel like, maybe next year is a time to come out of that, to share the insights that we've learned. So, Angel Gabriel, what message of healing do you have for the earth angels this week? All right, we'll go with this one. Forgiveness heals, Topaz. So it says time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. Again, allowing the energy to come out, right? So let me talk about forgiveness here. So one of the things that's been coming up, I have been working with myself and clients with this energy and understanding the squeeze that we have, or the squeeze that we get when it's time for us to change, that typically comes from an external source, mostly a person or an experience. And sometimes, when, things don't go according to plan, or somebody doesn't act like we want them to, or somebody doesn't respond in the way we need them to, or we're expecting them to, it can really activate this feeling of out of control, right? Or this feeling of frustration. And so there's been a lot of buildup of that on this planet. And so the way I've worked with forgiveness is being able to rise above the experience and just being able to see from all angles and all perspectives. So for example, when we can move to the place of acceptance, this is, this is the person and how they've always been. This is who they are. And we can release the judgments and the expectations that they should or shouldn't be any way or any other way than they are. It can open up some clarity for you to see what their strengths are and how they are contributing to your growth. And so I was working with a client, and one of the analogies that came up for me was that, we all know, we mostly all know the movie The Wizard of Oz. And there's so many characters that play out in that movie. And what I said to him was, would The Wizard of Oz have been as great a movie as it was without the Wicked Witch of the West? Right? So the Wicked Witch of the West was the squeeze, was the challenger, was the aggressor, was the adversary, right? And later they came out with the musical Wicked, right? And we kind of see from a different perspective and different angle. And so I feel like it's a perfect example of like when we can expand outside of the hurt or the pain, right? Or the frustration or the expectation of what we wanted, the disappointment or the letdown. When we can kind of move out of that, and you can ask yourself, what is this experience or this person teaching me? What am I learning through this? And again, these are inquiry questions to sit in your pause, in your silence, in your stillness, in your rest, in your nothingness, right? Inquiry questions. Remember, it's always important to create space to listen, right? Listen to that inner voice within. What am I learning from this, right? Dorothy, had to overcome her fears, right? To get herself home. and she had to go and get the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West, right? So it was a storyline that absolutely needed that character in order for the movie to unfold the way it is. Now, for the most part, every single movie we watch, even Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, has a source of tension, has a character that creates constriction, creates drama, creates a squeeze, creates adversity. That's the word I want to use, right? And it's that adversity that encourages the other characters to grow, evolve, and find themselves in some way, right? So understand that if you're going into the new year with these expectations or these disappointments or these frustrations with humanity and people at large, this is a really great time for you to leave it here in 2021. And the topaz can help you with that, right? So again, that's where forgiveness comes. It's being able to accept, okay, this is the experience that I had. There's nothing I can do to change it. But from there, you can move forward one step at a time. And really, to reiterate, those inquiry questions are, who am I because of this? How have I grown through this experience? And what's the best way to move forward one step at a time, right? These are great journal, prompts. They're great inquiry questions to sit and meditate on. And again, we don't always, get the answers right away, but it will come and unfold in the days and weeks ahead, right? A lot of times you get the answer and it's settled in there before you even realize it, which is how masterful the divine is. So forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger as it is blocking your health and happiness, right? So frustration, releasing that energy. That energy is stored in your liver, your gallbladder, and your spleen, all the way around to your middle back. So if you're feeling that energy, you might not even be aware that anger or frustration is there, right? So being able to breathe into that area. The energy works with Angel Daniel if you want to go further with working with the angelic energy. Angel Daniel helps with forgiveness. Angel Uriel, Uriel, helps with forgiveness. And it's really not saying like what the experience did to you or person did to you is okay. It's just saying like, I see how this has made me stronger. I release you because I am going to alchemize and transform this energy, and I'm going to grow from it, as opposed to being frozen or freezed out by it. Great. All right. So what action steps can you take? So we know forgiveness. Communication, kind of getting things off your chest. This is how I feel. This is what I need, especially if your needs aren't being met. Remember, nobody outside of us can really truly do that for us. So a lot of the earth angels have been doing a lot of emotional healing the last couple of years to, fill that void and work on your own emotional healing and grow, right, from the inside out. So what action steps can you take this week with regards to your healing journey as we exit this year into the new year, 2022? What action steps can you take through the power of surrender? Okay, let's get rid of that one. I think I'm going to do 2 here. What action steps? Okay, let's see here. Wow. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Again, we have this coming out, right? This, again, is a family member. It could be a partner in some way. It could be a teacher. It could be a friendship that you had. And like I said, there might be this, with the transformation of this planet, it has pushed a lot of things out of alignment that once was in alignment. So you may be in a place where something is becoming more uncomfortable, or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and pulled at, and it's just a sign that you're growing, right? And you may be coming out of alignment with what was once. And that's a really hard thing for earth angels, because earth angels are very connected. They're, they're very feeling, they're very compassionate, empathetic, and wants the best for everyone, right? So sometimes it's hard to move forward if not everybody is on board, right? So again, this doesn't mean you have to start calling people, and my New Year's resolution is, your energy no longer serves me, so you can't be in my life anymore. That's not, what we're saying, because everybody's on a journey, and honestly, everybody's doing the best, right? Everybody's learning. And what you can do is get busy doing the things that you want to do with those mutually supportive, faith-filled people that are encouraging you, speaking positive words over you, and nourishing your soul, right? So again, this is just kind of heads up. You don't have to take action steps like in the physical, but just have an awareness, like, I am ready to surrender this unhealthy relationship. And understand, this could also be an unhealthy relationship with yourself. If there's self-criticism, if there is self-sabotage, if there is any low self-esteem worth or value, if there is an unhealthy relationship with food, right? These are all dynamics that we could be releasing as we go into the new year, right? And it's setting an intention because you deserve better, because you want to feel better, and not necessarily going into it from a place of restriction, because we learn as we restrict, it never really sticks. So the card here says, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. So understand, this is kind of like a buzzword now. We want to label everybody as toxic, but understand, like, my true belief is everybody comes from divine source. And what is actually toxic is the poison that the poison of the influence that they may be under. And understand that the poison of influence that they may be under is most likely something they need in order to learn, evolve, and grow. Right? So it's having compassion and understanding that you may not be a vibrational match for somebody who is maybe having a difficult time, or maybe in a place of judgment or criticism, right? And so being able to see that they're under influence in some way, unconscious mostly, and it's okay, because we're all under influence in some way, in some form of another, and that's that part of the subconscious and conscious, right? Unseen and being seen. It's kind of that duality of dark and light, right? Shadow and light. It's just two sides of the same coin. So when you can see this energy is not as you're bad, I'm good, this is wrong, I'm right, if you can see it as, everybody is in a stage, it helps you feel better to be able to forgive and have empathy for, right? You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Now, here's the thing. You absolutely deserve to be treasured by others and surrounded by positive people, but this has to come from inside out. How are you treasuring yourself? One of the things that I've really been working on, that I feel like I'm doing a really great job on, and I'm really proud of myself for, is that I take really good care of myself. I take really good care of myself with the food I eat, the water I drink, the experiences that are around me, how I set boundaries, or how I utilize and share time and energy, and with whom. And again, it's just an act of self-love. Right? So you want to understand that you absolutely deserve these things, but it has to come from the inside out. When you treasure yourself and you fill yourself with positive energy, you fill yourself with positive information, things that are encouraging you, supporting you, and nourishing you, what happens is then you naturally align to this. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to search for it. You become it, and therefore, by the law of attraction, you attract it into your life. So this is all self-work, friends, right? All right, and the other card here, surrender to what is. Again, it's another energy of acceptance, right? Flow with what is instead of fighting it. Again, accepting people, places, situations, and the role that they're playing. And it's all good, right? When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Again, it doesn't mean that, you can't explore why it triggered you or why you were activated and hot by it. It doesn't mean that, you have to accept it and keep allowing it in your life, right? You can certainly say thanks, but no thanks, right? And that is so empowering to be able to do that, and being able to be open to receiving support and wisdom and insight from the divine, right? So, we're all in different stages and all different parts of our healing, and so many of you are coming through this an incredible squeeze that we experience, especially coming out of the 5 universal year going into the 6, right? Massive transformation. Now you're very, very clear and aware of what no longer serves you. So now put your attention on what feels good. Put your attention on not necessarily the external, but the internal, the feeling of more of this in my life or something even better. This saying that keeps coming up for me is like it's like a combination of multiple things that I've been experiencing, is that, the future is none of your business and the past is a graveyard. It's already done, right? So really, life and feeling energetically abundant and alive is right here, right now, in the present moment. So as you're able to move through this stuff and accept what is, you can really embrace the experience of the present moment, which is what, friends, where all the signs are, where the magic is, where the wisdom is, where the insights are. So, we're really learning to be more present. And, next year can be a more playful, it can be a more fun, it can be a more energetically abundant time, or not. You are absolutely free to choose, right? And there's been a lot of conditioning over the last couple of years, a lot of changes that we've needed to make to help and support others, to make sure other people are safe and taken care of, right? So, you want to kind of be aware of that balance of taking care of others, but also taking care of yourself and choosing how you want to feel, right? All right, so what are you being gifted with? What are you being gifted with? You are being gifted with, let's see, what is this energy? When is this going from 2021 into 2022? What are you being gifted with through January 8th? Light. I love it. Seriously, we have the warmth here. We have the bird taking flight. It's almost like through these experiences and being able to release a lot of the heaviness of the last few years, you are being gifted with light. With light comes insights, comes awareness. Things come into our conscious being. We're like, oh, I see now. So when I see this word light, I also see the third eye. There's also that saying, I was once blind, but now I see, right? So I feel like going into the next year, I feel like many of you are probably going to have some aha moments. And remember too, with the Venus retrograde, with the Mercury retrograde that's coming up, which is also the planet of communication, right? Those things that still need to be adjusted are going to come to surface. So really having patience with yourself, with the nuances, the disruptions, the annoyances, right? Because there's wisdom in it for you. So what am I learning from this? Who am I because of it? And how can I move forward in an inspired way? How can I move forward in an energetically abundant way with this newfound wisdom, right? So you're gifted with the light of being able to see. It's so exciting. And I mentioned before too, in case you fast forwarded, that, next year is a time for us to redefine what home, family, love, creativity, and self-expression looks like to you. And so the light shining on those situations and experiences can really support you with that understanding. So let me just get here. I want to look at the book here. So the affirmation here is, I face my shadows with love in my heart and transform them to ever greater light. I seek out the light in my life and I'm grateful for my many blessings. Choose to seek out the light in your life. I love how these always come into perfect alignment. So here, let me see, I'm going to put this up here if you want to pause and take a screenshot. Again, if you're into affirmations and mantras, this is a really great affirmation and mantra for you to adopt at least through the next couple weeks or so, right? So if you're, again, still challenged, release this energy up to the light, but also to see the light in yourself and the light in others. And the more you pay attention to that, the more your life changes, friends, right? As you count your blessings, as you look at those things of awe and wonder, and you fill with that energy of gratitude and love that's in the present moment, the gifts of the signs and the blessings throughout your life, you're just going to align to more of that, right? It's a state of being, friends, instead of the act of doing. I love it. All right, so let me finish here with a prayer. Angels, what prayer do you have for your earth angels as we finish out this year 2021 into 2022? And again, of course, if you're watching this way later, I mean, the messages are always meant in a timeless manner. So the messages are still meant for you, whatever time and space you're in receiving this. All right, so what prayer, angels, do you have for your earth angels? The miracle of prayer. Angel Sandalphon. It says, thank you, Sandalphon, for delivering my prayers to heaven. So again, friends, this would be a beautiful time for you to really sit in meditation and prayer, set the tone for the next year. Invite in the divine to support you in your life, to open up doors of opportunity. And I also feel like, this card is also saying you no longer have to do it on your own. The angel Sandalphon is with you, but the divine is also with you. I think that's their biggest prayer. We pray that you pray. And again, prayer can be interpreted in so many ways, right? You could literally get down on your knees and, put your hands together. You can sit, in a yoga position and contemplation. You can, in a way, be driving in your car and talking to God, wherever, in a tub or on the toilet, whatever floats your boat, friends. Opening that space. It doesn't necessarily have to be sacred space all the time. It's not always feasible, especially with the human experience being what it is, and always, changing and evolving, especially if you have children or, work demands, or you're caregiving for a family member in some way. So where can you practice finding pockets of prayer in whatever that means to you, to invite in, right? I feel like this is also a reminder that we have to remember the universe abides by the law of free will. All beings of light, even God, source, creator, divine mother itself, also abides by the law of free will, right? We're free to choose what we do with our body, what we do with our lives, and how, we work in those energies. So remember to invite them in. So maybe this is like a mini prayer for you going into the new year's. I invite you in my life. Be by my side. I know we've had a challenging relationship. I know there's a lot I don't understand, but I trust, I have faith. There is hope. That is that anchor, right? The divine is that anchor that keeps you grounded in times of emotional turmoil or when things get stirred up. So, you're kind of moving into a more stable space. The astrology really neutralizes from the last couple years into next year, 2022. The astrology neutralizes a little bit, and we don't have these massive shifts that we've had with the planets for the last couple years. So again, remember, we're free to choose on how we move through things. We can move through things that we don't understand or what we're learning through curiosity, or we can move through it with a chip on our shoulders, right? We're free to choose, and there's nothing wrong with either way. It's just, how do you want to feel, right? And so if you've been in a loop, if you've experiencing things the same way, and, for me, I just get sick of myself. Like, I'm just sick of myself. I'm just sick of feeling this way. That's when I know it's time for change. And that's when I go inner and ask, what's the best way forward? How can I do this differently? And really have patience with my journey, because I'm learning new ways to move forward through this life outside the old paradigms and the old conditioning that I was once part of. So Sandalphon is the angel that assists with prayer. If you don't know how to pray, if you're in a space like, I need something and I don't know how, you can ask Angel Sandalphon. Even if, somebody wants prayer or somebody's asking for prayers, you can call on the angel Sandalphon. Sandalphon will make sure those prayers get delivered to where they need to be, to that highest vibration of unconditional love. So if you are a person who goes into hospitals, if you're a person that brings spiritual wisdom to people, or if you're a person that's asked to pray for others, Sandalphon is usually an angel that's working with you. So you can work together with Angel Sandalphon, so you don't have to feel like you've got to remember everybody and, keep everybody in that space of, like, oh, I've got to pray for this one or that one. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. You can put it in Sandalphon's hands in that moment. All right. Well, again, another beautiful reading. I am so grateful, and it's always humbling, and it's always powerful to do these readings in the way that the messages that come out. I'm so glad that you're enjoying these readings. I'm so glad that you're continuing to show up and sharing these messages. I have all good intentions to keep it going into 2022, so stay tuned, subscribe, stay connected. Of course, you can, get notifications if you choose to as well, so you know when new videos come out. Really, I thought I had a plan. I wanted to do a reading earlier this week, and every time I set a plan to do something, it just doesn't work out. So you know what? I'm going into the next year not really with a plan, but open to the divine guiding me that will best utilize my energy. So again, if you want to stay up on what I'm offering, classes that I'm offering, through my newsletter, I'm going to be offering free like just insights and resources that I've acquired over the way. I have playlists of my favorite guided meditations, my favorite music. So I'm just going to be utilizing my newsletter more so, and being able to offer those things and more resources through my newsletter. So you can, join that by, going to my website at GladysEllen.com, and there is a PDF download that you can get, 10 ways to ask the angels for assistance. And then once you do that and you confirm your subscription, then you're in. So, you can subscribe anytime. I can't guarantee when and how many emails I'm going to send out. I absolutely will not send out more than like maybe 2 a month or so, unless I have a class coming up and I want to send a reminder. But as many of you know who's been part of my newsletter, it's very random. So I'm definitely not, sending out a bunch of emails. So again, if you're interested, that's there. Go to the description box below if you want the Zoom link for January 2nd. And also there in the description box below this video, there is my online booking if you're interested in the 2020 special that combines numerology, your personal year, and oracle cards. All right, friends, so thank you so much for watching. Let me close space, thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. God loves you so much. Happy New Year, and I am sending you I'm sending you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.